welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. A man and a woman were injured when a motorcycle collided with a motor vehicle on Saturday at about 9:30 p.m. near the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. The woman, who was not wearing a helmet at the time, sustained serious injuries to the head, while the man sustained soft tissue trauma. Fire Officer Stacey Joseph has the details.
On Saturday, March 28th at approximately 9:35 p.m., the Grosley and Babonneau fire stations responded to a motor vehicular incident near the Rodney Bay Marina, Grosley. It was reported that a motorcycle collided with another vehicle. 2 persons were found injured on the scene. A female who sustained several deep lacerations to her face, an open head fracture, and abrasions on her body, and a male who sustained mainly abrasions on his body. Both were treated on the scene and later transported to the Owen King EU Hospital for further medical assistance.
On Thursday, the 26th of March, officers stationed at the Rodney Bay Quarantine Facility, formerly Starfish Hotel, were faced with an unforeseeable predicament when it was discovered that a male had broken into the facility for an impromptu conjugal visit. The man in question was caught in the act with a woman currently under observation at the facility. He has since been quarantined himself due to concerns that he may have been exposed to COVID-19. This is one of many situations that Prime Minister Alan Chastanet says was not accounted for when establishing quarantine sites. The PM noted that such occurrences place greater strain on an already limited resource pool.
Even in supervised quarantine, it's not been 100%. There are many people who continue to breach the protocols that were established, and the resources that were required both from the police and also from the healthcare in order to make sure that we had more stringent supervision in place has added an additional burden to the system, one which we were not anticipating.
The Prime Minister noted that breach of quarantine is an indictable offence and urged people to comply with regulations. In his third address to the nation on COVID-19, Leader of the Opposition, Philip J. Pierre, called for the government to work more diligently to roll out an economic stimulus package. Pierre underscores that something must be in place to sustain families whose breadwinners may have lost their jobs during this COVID-19 crisis. Jacques Wooding reports.
According to opposition leader Philip J. Pierre, a nation in economic crisis would be equally as deadly as a local outbreak of the dreaded COVID-19. In his March 29th address to the nation, Pierre cited the need for the government to quicken the pace in finalizing their plan for a national economic stimulus program. Though he commends the government for continued efforts thus far in limiting the spread of COVID-19 on island, Pierre says clean yet idle hands will leave empty bellies unless there is intervention.
In the case of COVID-19, government interventions are required again, but this time it is to ensure citizens are protected and able to sustain themselves while social distancing, good personal hygiene and testing are all necessary to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Displaced workers who will be unable to work for a while need money in their pockets to feed their families. We must do all we can to avoid panic and social disorder.
Pierre claims that there has been disregard shown by members of the government to the very guidelines that they are asking members of the public to abide to. He believes that at this time, more than ever, it is one where the UWP should lead with a better example.
We are also concerned that the government appears to be ignoring some of the very guidelines that it has called upon the public to observe in relation to COVID-19. The government has asked our people to observe social distancing in line with the advice of the health authorities, and so it has closed down all non-essential services in the country. So why is the government undertaking new projects in some communities, like the construction of new roads and buildings and work on some playing fields? Are these activities absolutely essential at this time?
He extended thanks to the governments of Cuba, China, and Taiwan for their continued assistance during this difficult time. He hopes to see further cooperation as St. Lucia continues to respond to this pressing matter. For 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Prime Minister Alan Chastanet announced in his address on Sunday that effective the 30th of March, all liquor licenses have been suspended. This measure was put in place as St. Lucia recorded its first in-country transmission of COVID-19. The new measure will ensure the adherence to social distancing protocol and will ensure that non-essential businesses like bars remain closed. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
The Lining in Kawaii is a line from the widely popular 2014 soca song by DYP. But as of Monday 30th March, there will be no liming in Kawaii as per COVID-19 protocol. In addition to all non-essential businesses being closed, all liquor licenses have been suspended, effective Monday 30th March. Some argue that this forces alcoholics to quit drinking cold turkey, something that could be detrimental to their health. President of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark says, while she understands the arguments put forth on behalf of those with alcohol disease, the general health of the country takes precedence.
There are other arguments that have been made. What of the possibility of alcohol withdrawal and drug withdrawal at this time? The truth is, no measure is going to be 100% effective. COVID is this game. We are trying to catch up with a virus, in essence, a virus which has proven to be exceedingly efficient. So there are measures that we do have to put in place, and we have to weigh risk-benefit. Because what we do know for sure is that bars being open and people consuming alcohol and just not being completely uninhibited, that would have been an unmitigated disaster, what could potentially have resulted from that. So we do support that move as well.
Other members of the public seem to share the sentiments with Dr. Clark. One concerned citizen, Jackie Sherbin-Wick, says she thinks the initiative will allow for introspection, and she is very happy that the stop, albeit temporary, has been placed on the sale of liquor.
I think closing the bars and stuff today will really show people that they can live without alcohol. Alcohol is not food. If you don't have it, you're going to die. And those that are already addicted and they're sitting by the rum shops wishing that it was open, maybe they need to go and get help. Go to the wellness center at this time.
On the other end of the spectrum are those who say come hell or high water, a drink is a must. One man spoke to us candidly, saying that he will find himself a Kawaii regardless of the new protocol.
But I know where to get my room.
You know where to get your room?
Yes.
So, okay, if all the Kawaii is closed, it affecting you for you not getting no alcohol?
No, it not affecting me. So I know where to get it.
You know where to get it?
Everyone in St. Lucia, I know where to go. Asset lisi. C'est payé mon qui là. C'est que là, il y a café home. Et moi, ça, côté, il y a café home, je paye cette lisi. Oh, d'accord, et pas là.
Members of the public are urged to comply with all COVID-19 protocol, stay home and ensure social distancing. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
The president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark, is pleading with the public to cease the complaining and non-constructive criticism. She's asking for members of the public to instead put ideas together and be each other's support system during these adverse times.
The measures announced by Prime Minister Alan Chastanet as part of the COVID-19 response is not sitting well with everyone, from the 8 p.m. curfew to the national scale-down on public transportation protocol. The complaints are stacking up on social media platforms from those who find the protocols to be a nuisance. The president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark, has some advice for these people. Stop the complaining.
We also would like to urge St. Lucians to dispense right now with the complaining. The complaining and the non-constructive criticism at this point is not helping.
Dr. Merle is calling for the public to work alongside authorities whilst guarding themselves and each other to ensure a successful fight against COVID-19.
We can win this fight, but we have to do it together. We are a brilliant and resilient people. Again, we'll say we have a moral responsibility to take care of each other right now. So let's get all our ideas together. Let's get our heads together, metaphorically, of course.
Dr. Clark is very adamant that the fight against COVID-19 could be won, but only if there is unity and cooperation from the public front. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.